Hi you guys, it's your girl Hannah B here. I'm the Policy and Research Analyst at Mississippi Votes, and I am come to you to share another discussion topic. So today's topic is being denied your right to vote. Unless you've committed one of the 23 disenfranchising crimes in the state of Mississippi, there's no reason why you can't cast a ballot here. Nobody can deny your right to vote here. It's illegal, like super illegal. We're gonna start off with the idea of affidavit voting. Similar to absentee voting, but not the same. Affidavit voting does entail filling out an affidavit ballot and returning it to your circuit clerk's office. The difference in affidavit voting is you can request an affidavit ballot at your polling place or the place that you have thought would be your polling place. And I know that I said that no one can deny your right to vote, but there have definitely been cases where people have been turned around at the polls and not necessarily known their rights or what they are supposed to have access to. I'm going to give you guys some examples of affidavit voting and how it's supposed to be done. Say you go to a polling place, you're a newly registered person, you've registered long before the registration deadline, and you've come to your polling place, you're ready to participate in your first election, and they tell you that they can't find you in their system, you're not in the voter roll, whether it's a handwritten voter roll or an automatic one, you just don't pop up anywhere. So instead of going home and being sad, you can request an affidavit ballot. You can fill it out and turn it into your circuit clerk's office. Once you submit your affidavit ballot, you have 5 business days to go to your circuit clerk's office and present a photo ID, so that way your vote can technically be counted in the election. And that also presents a whole slew of issues for, said thing. In a fun place like Mississippi, a voter ID is a state issued photo ID, i.e. a driver's license or just a regular state issued ID card. Now here's where that may present some problems. In rural Mississippi, it is almost impossible to get a voter ID. Most counties in rural Mississippi may not even have a DMV where you can get an ID from. A lot of places don't have highway patrol offices. You have to go more than a country mile to get to a circuit clerk's office. Any other places that you could at least inquire about getting an ID, or someone who could send you in the direction of getting an ID, right? That greatly disenfranchises a large portion of Mississippi voters in the state because they don't have access to the things it takes to get an ID. Some people stay inside of cities like Jackson that has 2 DMV offices, so we have 2 opportunities to go get a driver's license or a state issued ID. But many other places in Mississippi do not. I actually did not get my driver's license in Jackson. I actually got my driver's license in Lincoln County. Lincoln County is a pretty big county that has a couple different cities and townships in it, mainly being Brookhaven is the hub because that's where my grandparents are from, and I went to the highway patrol's office in Lincoln County to actually get my driver's license, which wasn't close to my grandmother's house at all, seeing as how she technically stays in rural Mississippi. So that's another example of how voter IDs are kind of like, what? Also, for a lot of people who don't know, and this included me for a very long time, when you register to vote and you send your voter registration form to your circuit clerk's office, you're supposed to get a voter registration card. Me, being the great person I am from the great state of Mississippi, registered on my 18th birthday, and I don't even know what a voter registration card looks like because I never got mine. So in some places, a voter registration card is all you need to be able to prove your ability to vote at a polling place. But in a place like Mississippi, you 1, have to have a photo ID or some type of voter ID, and 2, we don't always get our voter registration cards in a timely manner or at all. So there's also a secret option that you can enlist at a polling place in case someone tries to deny you your right to vote, and that is election protection. Yes, Mississippi has a election protection hotline that you're supposed to be able to call that will help you navigate through any types of weird circumstances you may find yourself under at a polling place. Whether they're trying to turn you around, they can't find your name in the voter roll, they don't have the right ballots there, the poll workers being weird, you want to report somebody, anything, you're supposed to be able to call the election protection line, and they are supposed to be able to help you. Here in Jackson, Mississippi, our NAACP chapter does election protection for every last single election across the state of Mississippi, and Mississippi Votes also helps with some of those election protection calls. But essentially, election protection is supposed to be a hotline filled with people who not only know the voting rights in the state, but also have access to counsel. That's right, legal counsel, to help you navigate those voting situations a whole lot better and legally, and hold the right people accountable. This may come to surprise a lot of people, but there are a lot of people that are in power in many states, not just Mississippi, people at polling places, people at circuit clerk's office that don't even know the law. So the idea of having legal counsel available during election protection phone calls is to help not only make sure that your rights are not being infringed upon, but also gain insight into what laws actually govern us in terms of our electoral processes. So call your local NAACP chapter and see if they even have an election protection circuit that they're running. It's really easy to start up. You can get the people in the community involved after a very rigorous training session, and you guys can start protecting your community on election days. Alright, that is it for this video. Make sure you guys leave a comment down below and tell us some of the things that you've experienced while voting. Have you been turned away? Have you voted affidavit ballot before? Have you worked for election protection or had to call the National Election Protection Hotline? Let us know down below. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you'll be notified every time Mississippi Votes posts a video. And we will see you in the next one.